I think we beat a good team tonight, a team that's going to be a champion of their league and play in the NCAA tournament, a gifted offensive team. I was really pleased with how we defended, especially in the first half, to maybe not give them any confidence that it could get one in here tonight. I thought our defense was fabulous against gifted offensive guys, especially gifted perimeter. So it's we handled our business. I'm proud of how we handled it. They made a run in the second half. They're a good team. Thought we were poised and knew we weren't going to get beat. We just kind of adjusted and figured it out.
It seemed like they wanted to start, when they started, they wanted to play fast and move fast, and you guys just kind of went down on the other end and methodically did what you did to get that 18.
Yeah, we the combination of guarding and then grinding them a little bit. One of the things we talked about last Tuesday in the first half, I thought our offensive efficiency was not as good because we were so excited to play and great student section, green. We played fast. We hurried. We took some bad shots. I thought we were more methodical offensively in the first half, and the combination of that with our defense gave us, great breathing room.
You had a couple of teaching moments there in the last 10 minutes for the next couple of days?
Yeah, it was good. No panic. We don't panic. I thought it was good to have some game pressure on us and have to call a timeout and, make an adjustment here and what are we going to do offensively? The great thing about this group is, when they're able to get to the bonus and then we drive and get a hand check and get to the line, that's an automatic too. And, we've really been good there. But I almost kind of like that, we didn't win by 30. We had some tough stuff happen, and we're going to be in a stretch now where there's a lot of tough stuff's going to happen. We're interested to see how we react.
You mentioned the free throws. How important is it that these guys get to the line a lot too, so they're not shooting pressure shots for the first time at the end of the game?
One of the things we talked about was, when we kick it and reverse it, to drive it more than maybe settling for jump shots all the time. I thought last week in the first half of the Iowa game, we shot, and again, we're a really good shooting team, so it's a fine line on how you tell your guys that. But I thought driving it got hand checks, and all of a sudden we're in the bonus quickly. And, again, we're getting there, and everybody's stepping up and banging down free throws. And we keep counting the timeouts, how many team fouls we have, because we don't want to put people on the foul line. How many team fouls? Okay, we're in the bonus, and our guys know to drive it a little bit more, throw it inside the bonds a little bit more.
Rex talked about how when they were making that run at the end, he said the huddle was really the difference, and how it wasn't just one guy taking it over, it was a number of guys talking. What is it exactly like in that huddle? Who's speaking? How many guys are involved?
I think I would compare the huddle was a little bit like the huddle against Northwestern down 6. There's no panic. There's discussion. There's a little bit of, the tone is a little bit of, we're fine. We're going to be fine. I certainly reiterate that. I'm not doing backflips. We're going to be all right. We're going to be good. Let's try and do this a little bit better. Let's try and do that a little bit. Let's change a matchup. Let's be smart offensively. And it's mature. I'd say it's just mature. And we've had kind of 2 huddles like that. We may have a couple on Saturday. So
talk about Saturday, Mike. What's your message to the gang?
You're like a new guy here, and you got a big mouth back there. Like you have any. We got as soon as we're freaking ranked, you show up. How you been? I'm kidding you. We got our hands full. It's a great opportunity. Great opportunity for us. They're really good, mentally and physically tough. I think we're pretty good too. It's 2 similar programs. Jay's a good friend back from the Hofstra, Delaware days. And the old Big East days. We've built our program somewhat similar. How we play on the offensive end, 4- and 5-year guys. There's a lot of similarities, but they certainly have a great confidence about them. But ours ain't too bad either. So I think it's a great opportunity for us. How lucky is CBS to have this game, and a buzz that they can talk about for a couple days with 2 9-0 teams and certainly us emerging for a noon game, Rafferty doing the game. It's kind of an NCAA tournament atmosphere. I heard they've sold a lot of tickets. So we're excited. Our guys were talking about it 2 minutes after the game. They're really excited.
Are you Your guys tough enough to beat them?
Yeah. Yeah.
How so?
Yeah. Next question. He's dominating things.
Follow up, you talked about getting the ball to the basket. Season's been about 40% of the shots have been threes. Last 2 games have been over half.
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable, uncomfortable, or just totally nonplussed by the numbers?
Yeah, I think, there's a little bit of take what the D gives you, and, not necessarily, I don't want our shooters turning stuff down if it's a pretty good one. Sunday night, we got so many clean looks so easy. That's a hard one. Tonight, I thought we did a little better job of driving it, especially early in the game. Rex got a hand check, VJ got a hand check. But we still want to drive. We still want to post bonds. A low post feed for us too flattens the defense. We've gotten some great cuts off of that. But the 3-point line is a weapon for us. So it's, I don't want to go and talk about percentages with them. Kind of let's take what the D gives us, but always be mindful of when we have a driving opportunity to take it after some movement. We probably, talked about that a little bit more. Even VJ putting it down and getting a hand check or two.
Coach Kaufman was in here and he said you're one of the more undervalued teams nationally. How much do you think the players view this next couple of games as a chance to really prove to everybody?
Oh yeah, very much so. There's no question. I mean, I think we were kind of thought of as more of maybe an NIT team, and we still certainly have a lot to earn before we're smiling on March Madness. So that was a nice motivator for them. They heard, with 4 NBA guys gone, what do they have really left? And I always felt we had a good nucleus coming back that knew how to win, and they certainly have played on big stages, our nucleus, and have delivered on big stages like Saturday afternoon. So, they'll be really ready. I hope we got to slow down a little bit, and we're going to play against a great defense. They really guard. Nova has never changed that way. We're going to have to work harder on the offensive end. And I think a big challenge for us is if we have an empty offensive possession, can we be mentally tough enough to go back and guard, to go back and guard, to go back and guard? That's a thing we really have to talk about over the next couple days.
Do you like that approach from your players mentally?
Love it. Yeah, love it. No, it's great. I mean, they had probably a little chip on their shoulder. I think they felt, we got a chance to be really good, and but you weren't in any preseason rankings. You were kind of thought of as this is the year they can't get to the tournament because they've just lost too much. I hope that's not the case, but it's a great motivator for the current guys.
Do you think Bonzi can sustain this level?
Yes. Yeah, he's a special guy. Yeah, I think, he just is really confident and growing, and, some of the stuff he's doing outside the arc, step back threes, stepping up, I just want to let him keep blossoming, and not overcoach him. He is in an amazing frame of mind for us right now, and it's just a matter of, when do I post him? He's outside the arc, and thought we did a good job of getting him touches into post a couple times to change it up.
Is he doing anything different this year, or is it just like this is his time?
I think it's the progression of him becoming a better feel for the game guy. When Bonzi got here, he had maybe a little sloppy footwork, and he maybe wasn't the most fundamental guy, but man, did he battle, and he was a warrior, and he has the basketball body and length to just make plays. And he did that. But now he's added feel for the game stuff. He's added footwork. That's why he's shooting the ball well. His feet are calmer on the perimeter. He used to travel a lot when he caught it out on the perimeter. He had those happy feet, but he's become a better feel. The passing, which we started to see in the summer, he's passing the basketball. So, when you have guys like that, I think our system has let them go. Let's let this thing go a little bit. And if it gets a little out of hand, you just subtly suggest, hey, maybe don't do that. Darn if I want to put a damper on him right now. He's got a swagger.
VJ talked about getting off to some slower starts.
Yeah.
I mean, does that concern you? How do you kind of break him of that, I guess?
Well, I mean, you know, I loved how he rebounded tonight and did some other things. He knows the game's a long game, and he's going to play 30-some minutes. So I think for the most part, he doesn't force stuff, maybe a couple tonight to get himself going. But eventually, he's going to get his opportunities and not to force things. And then, you know, to do some things for him, to get him in some sets. We got him some stuff on out-of-bounds situations to screen for him better. But I think for the most part, he's really been good about, you know, he doesn't, you know, he's not panicking when he misses shots, and because the game is longer. I love how he got on the backboard to get 8 rebounds. We really need that the rest of the way.
And is that the difference maybe with BJ now, is that he's able to not just contribute as a shooter, but with the 8 rebounds?
Yeah, I think that's key, you know, and that he can help us on that end of the floor too. You know, I thought he gambled a little bit, got loose in the second half. He was going through some passing lanes when we were up 20, and you know, I mean, we're not going to be able to do that in ACC games. We can't do that on Saturday. But, you know, he is a weapon that can just all of a sudden give you a burst, which we've seen, and all of a sudden you got a couple possession lead. And you know, and you think about Saturday, the next 2 Saturdays, he's been pretty good in big games lately. You know, when you think about the end, I compare these to like NCAA tournament level games. I think he should have a vibe like CBS, man. I know how to play on this network.